Hello, my name is Ana Arenas and I'll be presenting a libguide about chaos theory. Chaos theory represents a fascinating shift in the paradigms of Western civilization. Science, as we knew for more than 400 years since Newton introduced his Principia Mathematica, has changed to understand that simple systems and reductionistic approaches do not represent reality at its best, much less in its majority. But complex systems do. The unpredictability produced by small changes in initial conditions open the door to comprehend variability and the emergence of complexity. This libguide, intended mainly for undergraduates, pretends to provide a broad coverage not only of what the theory is and its main components in mathematical terms, but also to show its impact on other areas of knowledge. The libguide was developed so even if a person doesn't go beyond the first page, he or she will leave with the main tools and ideas to understand his reach. The first page, Home, where we are now, provides the most basic premises, concepts, a comprehensive history, and it is included here, the Principia Mathematica, even if only for historical reasons, because it was the most fundamental book in our approach to science and set the basis for the indispensable mathematical tools that we use nowadays. It contains a video to help visualize the concepts. Chaos theory is very, very visual. It's much easier to understand if we can see its representations with a computer. And it also, this first page also includes future developments as they are already occurring. The second page, the basics, provides a glossary and an essential bibliography. In this page, it is included, for example, the book of Chaos by Clegg, who was the first to bring chaos theory to the general public, becoming immediately a bestseller in 1987. In this page, it is also included a classic, I would call it classic, by Poincaré, a brilliant mathematician who by the end of the 19th century already predicted that simple systems are dependent of initial conditions. Obviously, this basic page would not be complete if we didn't have here Lorentz. Lorentz was a meteorologist to whom we owe the idea of the butterfly effect. The next 3 pages, fractals, strange attractors, and logistic maps, include bibliographical material about the most fundamental concepts and mathematical tools when studying chaos. These mathematical definitions are based on the dramatic transformation that computers and their computational power brought to science. It wasn't until the advent of computers that this element could be observed, analyzed, and opened the door for complexity and beyond. As all the 3 pages are designed basically in the same way, we're going to have a video because, as I said, this theory is extremely visual. It's going to be easier to understand if we can see what is happening using computational tools. We have a basic bibliography, books, textbooks, explaining each one of these tools, as I said, fractals, attractors, and logistic maps, and then also some in-depth reading if someone would like to explore a little more in-depth some of these concepts. The next 5 pages try to condense some bibliography related with other branches of science and humanities. To simplify, they were classified as social, life sciences, technology, art, and philosophy. The purpose of these pages is to broaden the spectrum of students that could use the guide, but above all, they were included in an attempt to provide a holistic approach in the sense that all knowledge, instead of being compartmentalized, is all interconnected and share the same principles. The reductionistic approach that accompanied us for more than 4 centuries is transforming to become more interdisciplinary, complex, and I may add, fascinating. The 5 pages are constructed in a similar way as the previous 3 pages of fractals, maps, and attractors were built, we have some videos. In not all cases we have streaming video. We have links to particular ones. Then we have basic bibliography in some of the areas. Let's say in the case of life sciences, here we have some books about some biology books and medicine books. In the case of social studies, we can see here we have history, financial markets, psychology. The idea is just to, obviously we cannot cover all the areas of knowledge, but at least to give a nice variety. So if someone is in the social studies environment, they will find some information that might be useful for their research. Finally, we have the last tab, is the library search, which contains the headlines and browsing areas taken from the Library of Congress for future references. I would say that perhaps the approach of this libguide is too ample. It is hard to gather the most relevant publications on each area, but on the other hand, to understand the deep and fundamental change that this theory has provoked, I believe it was important at least to try to show its multiple dimensions. I like to think it's like a fractal. I mean, the small is the same as the big. The big is contained in the small. The main difficulty for the whole project was to find video material copyright cleared. This is a theory that, even though it is based in mathematical equations, it is amazingly visual, and the best way to understand it is by seeing it. When I couldn't use a video, I included the link so at least the students will have the chance to see them. I hope this guide sparked the curiosity of its visitors. And, well, I think that's it for now. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for listening.